Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 578 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles. The band is back together because our boy, our man, Ben Funky Askren, back in the United States of America. How's it feel?
It feels great. I was up early this morning, as I told you. Is your music ever going to stop, Christian? I still hear it.
Well, I'm not the
It's
DJ,
just rolling
bro.
today.
We're
It's
just rolling. Just keeping the vibes going.
Yeah, so I couldn't go back to sleep after 12:30. It was not good. So I did some work, watched some Wire. I'm almost done with the Wire. Feels great to be back in America. Don't have any traveling planned for a while, so it feels really good.
Well, congrats on the Wire, almost completion. A couple episodes to go.
It's a great show, man. Great
Yeah,
show. I can't believe I didn't watch
I'm
it.
glad you're back because you're gonna bring back some highbrow conversation. Yesterday, you leave for one day. Bray and Bracky went on a 20-minute Bachelorette deep dive.
It was
Ben.
10.
20
What's
minutes.
wrong with them?
I don't know.
Ben, they were wrestling on there.
There was
wrestled.
wrestling on primetime television.
ABC primetime.
Finally, this is
Oh
what
my
we've
God.
all been asking for.
Okay, enough. We're off the Bachelor. Let's go somewhere else.
Bachelorette.
People seem to.
Exotic Joe.
There were a
Exotic
few
Joe's
people
fine.
that liked it.
Yeah, hey, Joe Exotic's husband got busted in Manor, which is basically Austin. Bracky lives in Manor.
Pretty much, yeah.
Area.
Just right down the road from where I live. He got picked up on a DUI.
He said he had 3 Modelos. How many times do you have to multiply by 3 to figure out how many Modelos the Tiger King husband actually had that night?
Wow. I mean, is the meth count for anything?
Meth can count. Strangely, his Dodge Charger's headlights were on, but the taillights were both out, which I didn't
Wow.
know. That's pretty tough to do. And he name dropped. Would you name drop if you got pulled over? You'd be like, "Listen, man, I'm a young male model. Trump talks about me all the time."
I've never done that, but
Have you ever been
if it was just-
recognized? Oh wait, you don't speed though, right?
Me?
Or do you speed? Or you do speed?
Dog, I got like 30 tickets. I got more tickets than you can count.
Okay, well you're like me then.
Yeah.
I thought you said you don't speed. Who am I thinking?
No, I don't know who
Anyway.
that. No, that's not me. I'm in a hurry to get places. I don't think I've ever used. You want to hear my best line ever?
Mhm.
You're gonna love this, Christian. It actually goes with what you just said. And we were going back to the alumni night at Mizzou, and we crossed the border from Illinois, going into the Missouri on that highway. I can't remember which one it is. And Josh Wagner, Nick Hutke, and my brother were with me, so they can verify this story. I was going fast. I don't know how fast I was going. I was going fast, Christian. And this
Yeah.
woman pulls me, or this lady pulls me over, and she comes up and she goes, "Do you know what I pulled you over for, sir?" I said, "Because I'm so goddamn good looking." And she started laughing, and she goes, "Get out of here!" And she let me go.
What?
Christian, she let me go. Yes, she let me go. Can you believe it?
Oh my gosh, that is
She thought
wild.
it was hilarious. She didn't know what to say.
You stymied her, man. That's good.
Oh,
were
was
your
a fun
brother and
trip.
Nick just dying laughing?
Oh, they were dying. And then we also got Nick and Josh to wrestle in a takedown in the parking lot of some gas station. Wagner took Hutke down. It was good, NCAA, probably second round match, NCAA, something like that.
Man, to be on those road trips. Well, good job getting
Yeah.
all those tickets. I, like you, have gotten far too many tickets. My family makes fun of me all the time, but I'm like you. I'm trying to get there.
So speeding actually, it doesn't really bug you if you make enough money, Christian, which I'm sure you're in that category. It disproportionately affects the poor people because listen, when I was like, I don't know, 22 or something, I did not have a lot of money when I was 22. I mean, I wasn't poor, but I lost my license. And I called up my lawyer buddy. I said, "Come on, man, I can't lose my license. How do I fix this?" He said, "Just give me some money here, and I'll call this department and that department." Boom! All of a sudden, I got no points. So, I spent like $1,600 or something, but I had no points on my record.
Wow.
It was tremendous.
Yeah. I think I got all my tickets during a time where it was absolutely financially burdensome to do so. And then I haven't gotten a ticket. I haven't got a ticket since Dayton Fix committed to Oklahoma State. When I did the live commitment, I was driving back from Sand Springs, and I was going so fast through small town Oklahoma. I was going like I was at
I
least
gotcha.
25 miles per hour over the speed limit. But I
I'll
haven't
show you
got a ticket
mercy
since then.
there.
No mercy. I deserved none. I was going entirely too fast, but I had driven up that morning and I wanted to get home. So that's like, classic 12, 13 hours of driving in a day. So anyway, that's enough. That's some ticket talk there. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good now.
Nice.
So we received an anonymous tip from someone at 2:15 in the morning, Bracky.
Yeah, 2:51 a.m.
2:51 a.m.
came into my inbox.
Now you're giving people up. Oh, is it an email or is it a text?
It was an
Email.
Bracky, break this down for me.
It literally
Instagram.
It literally is anonymous because it's just a first initial M and then I'm assuming a last name, but no, and it just says Rutgers Scarlet Knights projected starters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a load of this.
So we'll put it up on here on the screen. So 125, Nick Suriano. 33, Alvarez.
Spelled Nick wrong, but that's fine.
Don't worry about it. 141, Sebastian Rivera. 49, Mike Van Brill. 57, Robert Caniard. 65, Brett Donner. 74, Joe Grello. 84, John Poznansky. 197, Billy Janzer. And 285, Kristen Colucci.
That's a really good team. And the biggest, listen, this is literally you could make an email right now and just send Bracky stuff and say this team's lineups and we would read it.
Done some fact checking here. I mean, we're talking about the wire. You're talking about fact checking in season 5. Bracky, did you get up early and do your fact checking?
We're not saying this is fact.
I'm not gonna fact check anything.
We're just talking about it.
What? You guys got me all excited. Now I don't even want to listen, Bracky. I'm done.
Listen, no one sends an email at 2:51 a.m.
2:51 a.m. That's basically fact checking in itself,
guys. Because you're saying because they're drunk.
No, I'm saying you don't.
They're up late on the case, burning the midnight oil.
Exactly,
guys. Listen. Oh my God. Do I need to break it down for you two? You guys are naive young gentlemen. Listen, if someone is up sending you emails at 2:51 a.m. They are not sober. They are either not sober or they came back from freaking Singapore. One of the two. And I'm going to go very few people channel in Singapore. So they're freaking drunk, sending you guys emails, and now we're putting them on the air?
Why not?
Oh, my goodness.
We've speculated about this lineup already. We've speculated. Now we have mounting evidence.
From some drunk at 3 a.m.
Well, it has legs because Alvarez said before he wrestled on the July 25th card when he was on the Beta show that he wants to be in the lineup with those guys, and whether he had to go 25 or whatever, he wanted to do it.
So wait, tell me again.
Pull it back
why
up.
Can't you fact check this person?
I am. Maybe we're fact checking in the background, and maybe the team wouldn't.
Has it been fact checked?
Wouldn't either confirm or deny. Maybe. Listen, the whole point is
we talk about potential stuff on here all the time.
Yeah, but not from drunk guys at 3 a.m.
We don't know that he's
sources.
Drunk.
We don't know.
This is like on season
the BAC
4,
of the person that sent this.
What's the ball white knucklehead on the
Herc?
wire? The
Herc.
This is like what Herc made up.
Fuzzy Dunlop?
Yeah. This is Fuzzy Dunlop, Christian. We got had.
Oh my gosh.
We're not trying to say this is like set in stone, Ben. We're not saying run it, print it, do whatever. We're just saying this would be a very good lineup for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, and it is one that we could absolutely see rolled out.
Since mid-March, this entire show has been entirely hypothetical. Now he's drawing the line at an email. It's just something to talk about. It's interesting.
It's an email from Fuzzy Dunlop, Christian.
Exactly. That was listen, and the bottom line was Fuzzy Dunlop, while a made-up person in CI, did have the right information. They went about it the wrong way.
They didn't find anything when they went to the train station.
Oh, yeah, that.
Remember? Yeah, he came up empty.
Well, but they were on Marlowe. They were able to know he was going to be there. Yeah. But, yeah, Marlowe was playing him, for sure. You guys got to watch The Wire. I'm telling you. But the bottom line is Nick Suriano at 125 is incredibly juicy, if true, because the current number 2 at 125 is, as we said yesterday, Rayvon Foley. Okay, so
really?
You're looking for a challenge for Spencer Lee. I don't think we're going to locate one in the current 125 field.
That's if you
Who did
take the
Rayvon just
Ivy
get
guys
taken out
out.
with? Oh, the Ivy guys. Who did Rayvon get taken out by at Adasov and Bianchi, maybe?
Yes, I think that's right. I mean, So therefore, now you say, okay, run it back, Suriano Lee. That is a fascinating matchup, and I like it. One thing we've talked about with Suriano at 25 kind of makes sense. Not many weigh-ins. He is dead set, focused on making the Olympic team at 57. It is worth. I mean, this is a really good team too. Like Billy Janzer, I think he's.
Wait,
super
hold
tough.
on.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna fact check Fuzzy Dunlop here. If Sammy Alvarez wrestled 133, he just wrestled 65 plus 2. That's like 149 pounds.
He's a little thick. He'll get down there.
Yeah,
that's like 1 month away. So 61. What 61 plus away. 2? That's like 139-ish, somewhere in there.
He might not. He just decided not to cut any weight.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
Some of these guys just want to get matches.
All right. Fuzzy Dunlop. I'm gonna send myself emails and then report on them. I think that happened in one of the episodes. Oh yeah, that's kind of
that's basically what Scott Templeton does.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna do Scott Templeton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I mean, this lineup. If they can somehow get Soriano and Rivera and Alvarez all in there, plus the other guys they got, this is definitely a top 10 potential team. Maybe could slide into the top 7 or 8.
Yes.
I mean, just right away. And especially Rivera.
How many All-Americans you got? Let me go back over that. Who you got for All-Americans there? First 3?
First 3, I would say I feel confident in. Now, the 49 up, do you get 1?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
So are we taking the Ivies out? Are we taking Ivies out right now? Is that what we're doing when we sell this stuff? Do we say like Sans Ivies?
You have to. I mean, that's like the thing.
How they will not be. That's so depressing.
It's depressing, and that was one thing that Bray got into. He did an article about it, just like how big an impact that is. They represented 10% of the team points at in our NCAA rankings. So it shifted the podium. It shifted some weights dramatically, obviously. And for Rutgers, we had Yanni number 1 at 141. You take that out, Rivera is
number 1.
I don't know if he's a clear number 1. I mean, I think he's a clear rankings number 1. But it's just like him. It's Ironman. Who else is on that short list?
Ironman above
Nick
Sebastian.
Lee.
Oh, Nick Lee. Oh, snap.
Nick Lee.
Big Ten is just fire. So yeah, but I think Sebastian would be the number 1. I mean, he was number 1 at 133 last year. Yeah, he's probably
been the number 1 seed the past 2 years at NCAA's.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of insane. So I mean,
at 2 different weights.
Also, they were Rutgers was top 10 in 2018 was it or 19?
19.
Yep. When Ashnault and Nick won, and did they have another All-American there?
No.
So they were top 10 with just 2. So now you throw in, okay, best case scenario, and maybe this is beyond best case scenario to say Nick Soriano wins 125. I don't know. But they have 2 title contenders, and Alvarez, if he's, a top 6 guy, and then, I don't know. Rutgers is going to be pretty tough. They're going to be a really good dual team as well.
Poznansky, he's a freshman, but he just made the junior finals. I really like him. Janzer was good last year. I know they have high expectations for Canyard, who went 16-6 as a redshirt. He was a Fargo champ. Really high prospect coming out. So yeah, it's a good team.
And duels are going to be especially interesting too, because there's no holes really in that lineup that I can see. Actually, Brett Donner is probably the one I know the least about. What do you know about him, Steve?
He was their starter there most of last year. He had a winning record. He's not bad at all. I don't think he's going to contend for a podium spot.
So I was going to say, this looks like a team that could have 10 qualifiers. And then I thought, well, we don't know how they're doing freaking qualification this year.
He was 18-17 last year.
Ooh, just over 500. Yeah, so I mean that's the other thing. How are we going to figure out who's going where? It's going to be, or like how guys are going to make the tournament. that's going to be a huge storyline going into this. I mean, I'm hopeful they can do it. Another thing, so I kind of bumped this FRL question up from Nate Kreckelberg while we're on it. He said, don't laugh, Steve.
It's a funny name.
It's a funny name. Given the abbreviated season, should Tanner Sloan's freestyle win over Noah Adams be relevant to D1 rankings? So on the one hand, I want to say just no, right? Like freestyle should not.
I think the answer is no.
The answer is no. Yet,
you can't start making exceptions now.
Listen.
Yeah.
These are exceptional times, Steve. And we won't, but at the same time, it has validity.
And that's true. I mean, just in your mind of what you think about them, that it matters for sure. But when we're talking about, are you going to change the official rankings based on that? I would say probably not, because then obviously you'd have to go back through the brackets, and there's a lot of other rankings issues that you'd have, and you could probably change around because of how they did. And you don't have time to say what happened in every single match. I mean, some matches are just takedowns, right? But some matches are a takedown and a leg lace. So,
right.
Can't do that.
Or one guy gets a real takedown, the other guy gets 2 exposure, and he wins 2-2.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure in like their folk style match, in the Big 12 finals, Sloan really struggled on bottom.
Yes.
So you don't have riding time factored in whatsoever,
yeah.
or Adams just getting to be on top for an extended period of time.
We get yelled at sometimes for not factoring in freestyle, but I feel nothing.
I don't think you should. Yeah. I mean, it's worth noting. It's worth noting in your own mind, but I don't think you should count it towards rankings.
Yeah, and we don't.
Not.
But think of the freshman who's really going to be screwed. Think about AJ Ferrari. He's not going to be ranked going into the season. What kind of match now?
Neither will Rocky Elam, for that matter.
Yeah, nor will Rocky. So how are they going to handle that? Right? How are they going to factor those guys
in?
To
move up fast.
Right.
They get the wins.
Yeah. Fortunately, they're in a good. Big 12 is really tough. Missouri's not. They're not going to hit a lot of. If the MAC can only wrestle MAC, it's going to get tough.
Which is the case right now, I believe.
So that's
MAC's the only one that's like presented a plan of how they're going to do things. Remember?
Really? What'd they say?
We talked about it a while. Hang on.
He expects us to remember all the MAC shit.
And stuff changes a lot.
We talked about it on here.
I know. I believe you. I know. I'm sure we did. I just don't remember the MAC plan. So
stuff changes like every week.
That too. But like AJ will, in the Big 12, he will hit a ton of good guys. So he will have tons of opportunity.
Schultz, who else?
Schultz? Who's Schultz?
Him. Eric Schultz from Nebraska. Pretty good wrestler.
That's Big 10, brother. Wrong conference.
Oh my goodness. I went old school.
He's living in the past.
So the MAC
Big 12.
is an 8-week season, can start January 1, run through February 21st. And then, so you can pretty much do anything between those dates, but the conference will schedule quad and tri meets for weeks 4 and 5. So they're already building those in. So you'll either have a quad or a tri the 4th or 5th week of the season. And then you may independently schedule additional conference meets as able or needed. And then the conference championship was moved up a weekend.
So you can do non-conference though? Or no?
Yeah. So if they can get tries or quads in non-conference a couple times, they could get a decent amount of matches.
Yeah.
It says additional conference meets. I don't think they're able to do non-conference.
Oh, man. So MAC is currently Missouri, Ohio, Kent State, Central Michigan.
It's a lot of teams.
Cleveland State.
They absolved the EWL, which we need to talk about PSAC in a second.
Oh, man. We're just really going from one to the next. This is great synergy with our show.
Oh, what happened to the PSAC, Kyle?
Tell them.
They're the ones that's putting schools together, right? Because the schools aren't doing well.
Yeah, but they also have canceled their winter sports season. So it is now up to the individual PSAC schools whether they want to have compete. They're just not going to host like the PSAC's not going to have their usual dual meets. They're not going to have their championships like they usually do or whatever. So it's up to Lock Haven, Clarion, Bloomsburg, Edinboro if they still want to compete. And from what I understand, Lock Haven has opted out.
No.
So they're out. Now,
Are those the only 4 PSAC schools that wrestle? I feel like there's more.
Well, they do, but those are only D1 schools. There's other PSAC
there's
schools
only
that are
D1. Got it.
D2.
Like
Yeah.
Millersville, Kane, et cetera.
Yep, exactly.
Got it.
By the way, the MAC, Ryder, Clarion,
Right.
Lock Haven, George Mason, Edinburgh, Bloomsburg, Missouri, Northern Illinois, Central Michigan, Ohio, Cleveland State, Buffalo, Kent State, SIU.
Oh my gosh, it's huge. It's a massive conference. I guess that's what happens when you absorb others. Okay, so we talked about Lock Haven, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think Clarion's gonna give it a go though.
Go for it.
Clarion.
Go Clarion, go. I say.
I mean, I don't want to get all political, but the numbers on kids under the age of 24 are so small. They're really, really tiny. All college wrestlers are under 24, as you guys know.
Not all.
Most. Most.
We got a couple 30-year-olds in there. That's fine.
Wow.
Ain't no shame in that.
Wait, who's 30?
No, I'm being.
Oh, okay. I'm sure there's someone above 24, but it's few and far between.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so RTC rosters are out. They're basically finalized. I think if there's any changes, they're going to be, some pretty big names if we get them in there. Obviously, we sort of hypothesize, could we see Ed Ruth take the take a spot at Wolfpack now that he's on staff there? That's yet to be determined.
So that's pretty cool. But did Ed? Does this mean he's done fighting? Did he address that part?
That's what I want to know. That's what I need to.
I mean, I
Should
thought
he
Ed
be?
was gonna be. I don't know. I thought he was gonna be so good, like just next level. And he's not bad, but he's also not like that highly ranked, and he's in Bellator, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let's see. So
Would you have beat
he
him?
lost his last two. Well, he lost to Amaslov and he lost to Taylor Johnson. Those are his last two fights. He really didn't have any big wins. I thought he was going to have a breakout. He was in the welterweight Grand Prix, and he lost by rear naked choke first round to Neiman Gracie. So, he's 8-3. And yeah, I just thought he was going to have a much better career. So I don't know if he's done or not, but he may be. And that would be, I mean, obviously for the Wolfpack, that's a freaking great pickup.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because, it's a pickup that you didn't even know you could pick up, right? Like no one was thinking, oh, if we want to add to our RTC, let's get an Ed Ruth. It's just like you just assume. So I don't know how I'm curious how it came to be. If he reached out or they were like, hey,
I would guess he was in North Carolina when I was there last January. Oak Grove, the guy who runs at Oak Grove, that sponsors a lot of MMA fighters through Zinkin, also helps sponsor the Wolfpack RTC. And Ed was there on that trip, so I'm guessing there was a connection through that somehow.
That makes sense. And
yeah, I don't know what other connections there would be. I know that that's probably a leading one.
Right. Now, he'd been training in California, am I right?
Ed was in California, yeah, at AKA.
Okay. So, regardless, a huge pickup for them. And man, what if he said, you know what, maybe I'll wrestle a little bit more? I'm excited to see him as a coach and what he can do there.
Yeah.
But if he
hasn't wrestled in a long time, man. It's going to be hard. I mean, especially if you're telling me he's going to wrestle. This thing's like, what, 3 weeks away, 2 weeks away? He ain't going to be ready.
Yeah. Bracky is going to war on Facebook. What's going on, buddy? Let us help.
What are you doing?
This Dan Hennessy guy was trying to say that we ranked Spencer Lee right out the gate.
Wrong.
We did not.
You just can't listen to people. So you got to ignore some of these people sometimes.
Well, he interacts with them on the Facebook, and then I brought it up.
He said, how can Ferrari not be ranked when he was number one kid out of high school and Spencer Lee was ranked immediately?
No, he wasn't.
Ferrari also wasn't number one out of high school because he just didn't wrestle his senior year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spencer Lee was ranked.
Let's ignore Dan. Let's ignore him.
No.
Yes, we're ignoring freaking Dan.
We already haven't ignored him.
The only true freshman I can ever remember being ranked right away was Gable because he wrestled in college opens as a senior in high school and had like top 25 wins.
Yes, that's why he was ranked. Spencer was maybe ranked. He was ranked after because he beat Foley in his breakout match, and he had won the UNI Open leading into that. Or I don't know if he
wrestled in Midlands too.
Oh yeah, he wrestled in
All right,
Midlands.
Stop, guys. Dan is bringing our IQ level down a few notches. Let's just leave him alone, and be on our merry way.
Oh, listen to Ben. Censorship Ben. We let him go
I'm
anywhere.
not censorship. Listen. Here's the deal with social media. I've been trying to tell everyone this is like, you just got to ignore almost all of your mentions. Like,
Hold on. You call people dum-dums once a day, Ben.
Yeah, okay. So no, it's not once a day. Here's what I'll do.
Once a week.
Most of the time, I just scroll through it like this, right? I don't even look because I don't like the dot because I think I got some issues. I don't like the dot on my screen. And then once in a while, I'm like, okay, let me flip out on these dudes. So then I scroll slowly and I find the stupidest posts and I pick on them dudes.
Okay. So let he throw the first stone. You're doing the same thing we're doing, except I think we're being. This is actually a legitimate topic.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
All right. Fair enough.
It's a thing every year because they're like, how is this guy not ranked? It's because
That's how they all talk. They all talk like that. They sound like that, Ben. I don't know what we're supposed to do.
We don't rank true freshmen unless they have actual college folk style wins.
Anyone that ranks true freshmen without folk style wins is not in the guild. Period.
Yeah.
You're not in the rankers guild.
And also you're guessing, and that's not what rankings are supposed to be.
Yeah. So get in the guild or shut up.
He didn't use the right your. We can pick on him for that.
All right, we're going back to these rosters. So I am we're trying to figure out, they're working on the pools for this. So I don't know, Ben, if you know about the structure for the RTC Cup, but it's going to be 2 pools of 3, and then they're going to compete against each other and kind of in a mini bracket to figure out who the very best teams are.
And then 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3.
I don't know if it's going to be exactly like that because they're going to get more matches.
How many matches? Well, I mean, then the only other way to do it's a round robin. There's only 6 teams.
Okay. Well,
I guess I was curious. Are you guys going to be running on 1 mat or 2 mats or 3 mats? Because obviously, if you do 2 pools of 3, you can't do a 3rd mat because there would be a bye, right? You could obviously do a 16 round robin, but that doesn't make for a very good tournament structure because you can't build up the finale. I mean, you could always do the pools of 3 and then put them in a bracket. I guess you could do that.
Yeah, I think that there'll be 2 pools of 3, and then the 2 0-2 teams would wrestle each other, and then I think the other 4 would be put in some sort of a bracket, or maybe they round robin each other. I forget exactly.
Well, if you cross bracket though, then you could have the same teams who wrestle in the pool wrestling each other in the final again. Which is that's not an ideal scenario for a final.
No, it won't be like that. It's not going to be like that. So anyways, let's not get bogged down in the minutia because I think that's more boring than talking about rankings personally. Let's talk about the pool. Really? Yes, I think it is. Because it's totally hypothetical.
I want to know, well, it's not hypothetical. It's going to happen in 2 weeks.
Well, what I mean is I don't know the exact structure for after the 2 pools of 3.
Yeah. Okay.
So how would you do?
We should make it non-hypothetical.
Okay, we will soon. Okay. How would you do the 2 pools of 3 then?
Oh, which teams would I put in each pool?
Yeah.
Just looking at it, let's see. I think the 5 and 6 are Gopher and Wolfpack. So I think they're 5 and 6. I think that Ohio RTC and NJRTC are probably 3 and 4, and I think Spartan and Cliff Keen are 1 and 2.
I agree with the 1 and 2.
No?
It's close. I think the 1 and 2. I think you're right. I think Spartan and Cliff Keen are the top 2. I think they've got to be separated. I'm not sure that I agree that Gopher is necessarily 5th or 6th best. I really could.
Standards. Yeah, they're not that high, Christian.
Well, who do you think beats them? You think they lose to Jersey?
Here's what I'm saying. So I look at Sanders and Russell, and I think they're probably 5th or 6th at that weight class. I look at McKee or Brayton, and I think similarly. Evans probably, right in the middle there because he's beaten Massive before, but he's also lost to him. I think he's went back and forth with Gant also, and Karchla, who knows. Farr is probably on the lower end of that weight class. Zilmer's probably towards the high end of that weight class. He's probably like the 2 or 3, and then Gable's probably the number 1 in his weight class.
All right, well, let's look at this.
That's kind of how I'm thinking.
Look, so I've got 2 duels for the Gophers. Gopher versus NJSE. Are you seeing that on my sheet?
Yeah, you did that fast. That was
yeah.
impressive.
Okay. All right. So look at this. Sanders and Russell versus Pat Glory. That is edge Sanders for sure, in my opinion.
Think so?
Yeah. Glory just lost to. Who did he just lose to?
You're right. But
Yankee.
Sanders just got beaten 1 minute and 15 seconds by freaking
Spencer Lee.
But it was a minute. It only took him a minute.
Listen.
Okay,
We're
you're
going
right.
speed
You're
runs
right.
again.
It's Spencer Lee.
He's
throw him out.
Sanders.
It's Edge Sanders. I would favor Russell over Glory in freestyle.
Really?
Russell is good at freestyle.
Really?
Yes.
He had
I
pretty
can't
strong
remember
senior
my
nationals.
He did good at senior nationals. He's tough.
Okay. I don't remember.
Okay. Now, I think it would be, I don't know if it'll be Brayton or McKee here for the Gophers, but you got to favor Green.
He's really small for this weight class.
Yeah. I think Brayton is going to be a pretty effective 65 plus 3. So I would favor Green here, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. I would favor Mackay over Wick slightly. Right?
Okay, fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
You would favor Nate over Brett Farr, right?
yes.
Okay. I would favor Zilmer over Walls. Historically,
This is the issue with man, I feel like you guys have
No,
to go 7th weight class.
that's what makes it exciting, Ben. So this is 3-3.
Why is it make it exciting?
Because because what makes dual meets exciting, it's like it's not just the guy winning or losing the match, but can he get a point? Can he get that key classification point? Can he keep it close? Can he not get teched? It's going to come down to those little things are going to make a difference. So is there any disagreement that Gopher versus New Jersey on paper is a 3-3 split?
I have no disagreement about that.
Okay, so let's go to Gopher versus Ohio. Down below. Do you see that one?
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So Mueller versus Sanders or Russell, favor Mueller, right?
Mueller, yeah.
Okay. I think in this one, Brayton versus Sasso or Echemindia, I think you have to favor Brayton.
Really?
I mean,
Didn't Sasso tech fall him at?
And then he lost to him.
Also, right?
They lost to him in best 2 out of 3 later.
Mm-hmm.
That's a coin flip. We'll say coin flip. I'm not willing to say right away Brayton's the evident favorite.
Okay. Evan Wick.
This is the same deal with Wick and Karchla. We haven't seen Karchla.
No, wait. Wick is a prohibitive favorite over Karchla.
Yeah, you're right. He is, huh?
Far. Okay,
Yeah,
so
he
then
is.
this goes Martin for
Mild.
sure, Jaden
Yes.
for sure, and Gable for sure. And I maintain that Brayton is a favorite
Oh
over
my
Sasso.
gosh. I see what they do. They put Colin, he's going to beat Zilmer, and they bump Jaden up to wrestle Gable.
Oh my gosh. What if they did that?
Colin did lose to Zilmer.
Yes, that's
He did.
true. At Senior Nationals. He
was
was up 9-0. But then he won Senior Nationals.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, they could do that. That would be freaking epic. But man, Gable is a large individual. Okay, so you are not willing to cede that,
Okay.
but this is you have it what? It's 2-3 with a coin flip there. And also,
it's just with these 6-match duels. That's just so it's 3-3 is so possible. I know with the freestyle classification points, it can change a lot. I get that. Yep, there you go. Is that on the screen right now? People can see that.
Yeah, check this out. This is how you break ties. How you figure.
Yep.
So, if you just win regular, if you win
This is not how you break ties. This is how you score the duel.
Yeah, it's how you
Yeah.
score the tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So you win 4-0. Your team gets 3 points. They get nothing. You win 4-1. You get 3. They get 1. You win 10-0. You get 4. They get none. You win 15-5. You get 4. They get 1. And then a pin is just 5 points.
What are the Christian, what are the tie-breaking criteria? So, like in a folk-style dual meet, I believe wins is the first tie-breaking criteria, and then pins would be second. Do we know what it is in freestyle? Where's John Kozak at?
No, I don't know. Kozak sent us. He made this. Hey, Kozak's actually going to be at the RTC Cup, Ben.
Oh, nice. I feel like this is not all that likely to have a tie because of the way it's scored here, or at least less likely than folk style.
Yeah.
But God, I gotta feel like ties are still gonna happen with only 6 matches.
Yeah, we will definitely have to have a criteria. There may be. I'm sure there's one. I'm sure UWW has a set tie-breaking criteria, and whatever it is, we'll just use that.
Hey, so how are you gonna seed these teams?
Well, I don't know if we're going to seed necessarily, but we have to get 2 pools. So my idea, you want to hear my idea?
Why would you seed them?
Well, okay, because to make awesome matchups, and it's basically, in my opinion, 3 through 6 is almost indistinguishable. I think they're really, really close. So if
I agree.
So if that's the case, then just make the best matchups you can, right? While you got to separate, Spartan and Cliff Keen. But
because I don't know how you're going to do it after the pools of 3, I'm uncertain as to what I should say.
Okay.
Well, because obviously, I mean, that if we're doing a dual team tournament, Christian, and you ask me what is the most important thing that we want to accomplish, the most important thing that I want to accomplish is making sure that we get the right winner in a structure that makes sense.
Yeah. So the way this sets up, with the pool separation, Cliff Keen and Spartan would absolutely be able to meet in the finals if they win their matches.
Cliff Keen and Spartan. Okay. But you keep my secret from me because you know how
it's not a secret. It's not a secret. I just don't know it intimately, Ben.
Okay. Got it. Intimately.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess if we can accomplish that, then sure, then I'm good with that.
All right. I'm trying to get you there. I'm trying.
Well, I got Asperger's, so I got issues when things like they don't make sense. Like when USA did the club duels, dude, they made me I literally wanted to drop kick somebody because it was very problematic how they did the brackets because they didn't actually make sense, and it made me really, really mad. And I just can't help it. It's my Asperger's kicking in.
Okay. Have you been diagnosed as such?
Yeah.
Did you diagnose yourself, Ben?
No, my wife did.
Well, she would know.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to have a super heavyweight pool with Wolfpack, Cliff Keen, and Minnesota in one pool, and Spartan, New Jersey, and Ohio RTC in the other pool. That way we would get Gable versus Paris or Kuhn versus Gwiz. All those guys would wrestle each other. How fun is that? Is that a great idea?
Well, if it makes sense for the teams, because that's the most important, sure, I would love to see all those matches. That would be fantastic.
All right.
Sorry, I want this team. If it's a team thing, I want it to make sense for the teams. I don't need to know about the individual matchups.
Man, best team shall win.
Sorry, I'm being a pain in your ass.
The best team is going to win.
Okay. Hey, John Kozak posted for us the criteria.
Okay. Determine the winning team by assessing the following criteria. Most victories by adding the points of the 2 matches.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Like, if I score 15, you score 5, you score 7, like the actual match
No, that
points.
just means most wins, doesn't it?
That's really worded
by
terribly.
adding the points of the 2 matches. Yeah,
matches. Then total classification points. So total classification. So I guess what they're saying is if it's 4-2, and say, Christian, your team had 2 pins, that would be 10 points for you. And if the other team won 4 matches, but they won a decision and the other team scored, that'd be 3-1. So the total score would be 14-12 for the team who only won 2 matches that they can't win. So I think number 1 would be, so the dual meet score is not relevant if it's not 3-3. Does that make sense? I think that's what it says.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Which that's pretty whack that the team who wins 2 matches could technically win the duel.
All right, Kozak needs to translate this.
I think it's saying that who wins the most matches? It's got to be 3-3 to go to the next criteria, at which then you go to total classification points. Then you go to most by the third one, then fourth and fifth. I think that's what it's saying.
So yeah, maybe it's just okay. So most matches won, then classification points. So that's basically where we already knew we were going to go. So then it goes by fall, most pins, then most techs. This is makes sense. Most technical points, which is like that. Then you're adding up like the actual points scored, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not so bad. That makes sense. All right.
Not so bad.
Well, I can't get Ben excited about this, so why don't we just...
I'm excited! Hey, listen, there's going to be good matches. I'm excited for the duels.
I can't get you. I'm talking Gable versus Gwiz, and all you're talking about, well, if ultimately the integrity of the team, all right, fine. You don't want to talk about Gable versus Gwiz, then we'll just move on. We'll just move on.
You're not allowed to watch.
You can't even watch. We're gonna block Haunchyville, Wisconsin, and you're not going to be able to watch. And then you're going to say, you know what? I shouldn't have been so sassy on FRL. Jet lag Ben. Singapore Ben, jet lag Ben.
Listen. No, you listen here. You're making a freaking team tournament. I want the team tournament to run as it should, the best team. And I don't want you to be like, well, I know that this team finished this and this team finished that, but hell, I want to see this individual matchup, so I'm just going to match them up. That's called an individual tournament, which I'm also good at individual tournaments. I like those.
I think there's a world where there's a melding. It's like, okay, well, all things being equal, let's have team parity. Check. We have team parity. So we've established team parity. Now, let's make cool matchups.
What do you mean by team pair? Oh, you're saying they're all equal. I think you should actually just like create. You guys should just create a seeding formula, like most normal tournaments would. Put it in the seeding formula and see what comes out. And then 1 goes with 4 and 5, and 2 and 3 go with 6. It's that simple. And listen, Christian, if behind the scenes, you want to say like, okay, the initial seeding formula I put in there, it didn't spit out the numbers that I wanted to do, and you just want to tweak it to something else that makes a little sense, so it spits out what you want to spit out. I'll never know, so I'll be able to get down with that if you want to cheat it like that. That's fine.
I don't like that.
Well, I mean, listen, no one's.
It's like, do we want to see? I mean, if you want to seed it, then just seed it.
So let's seed it. What do we do?
I don't know.
What are you gonna do about it?
Let's see.
We're gonna figure it out this afternoon.
5 points for 5 points for world placer. You got 4 points for a senior national champion. You got 3 points for top 4 senior nationals. 2 points for 5th through 8th, and 1 point for junior nationals place winner or junior UWW juniors. What do you think?
That's fine.
What would you do?
I don't know. I think that would some of the younger guys you'd really be like because a lot of these guys are age level wrestlers and haven't really.
Well,
and then there's got Amar Desi. Amar Desi wrestles. Amar wrestles. So Amar Desi doesn't get any points.
Has he placed at Worlds?
No. He's a junior world champ, I believe.
Maybe we'll give junior world champs 2 points. How about that?
Junior world champ gets the same as finishing like 5th through 8th at senior nationals.
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair.
That is definitely not equitable. There are so many guys.
Equitable. Have you seen some of these senior nationals recently, Christian? There's a bunch of bombs wrestling in it.
No, you're not understanding my point. 5th through 8th is compared to a junior world title. 5th to 8th is senior. Winning a junior world title is far more difficult.
You're saying the same. You're saying there's bums in 5th through 8th. You're saying the same as I am.
I'm saying there's a lot of 5th through 8ths that never even made a junior world team, much less won it. Okay, junior worlds winning junior worlds is an incredible accomplishment.
Give him 3 points.
All right, we got to bump to 3. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's go to.
Why are you so grumpy this morning, Christian?
I'm not grumpy. I can't get you to talk about matches.
Get this guy a monster or something.
No way.
Do some smelling salts.
Have you seen these guys?
I'm not
They're
gonna
doing
listen.
smelling
I'm not gonna be
salts.
like Piles and cheat the brackets, but I'll tell you which matches I'm most excited for. How about that?
How about that?
Miles Amin and Miles Martin.
Oh,
I'm really
yeah.
excited for that one.
Who you
yeah.
like? You're kind of an Amin
Miles
hater.
Martin.
Yeah, I knew it.
Miles Martin.
Yep. Saw that
Hey, he looked
coming.
really good a couple weeks ago.
He really did.
I picked Miles Martin over, or Miles. I picked Miles Amin over everyone else in the thing.
Including Gabe Dean.
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. Yes. I mean,
I don't
Gabe Dean
know.
went 1-1 with Nate Jackson. Yeah, I'm picking him over Gabe Dean. Yanni and Echemendia. I'm excited to see that. Just so obviously we saw Echemendia versus
Henderson.
Henderson. I'm not willing to write him all the way off. I want to see him go at it again.
What about Green versus Yanni?
Oh, I feel like Green's too big for him.
You don't think he can win? 65 plus 3. He's going to be bigger.
He's definitely gonna be bigger.
So you think Green wins no problem?
I didn't say no problem. I mean, it's competitive. But yeah, I think Green's the prohibitive favorite there.
I don't know. I'm just not
Size
sure.
matters.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, Green's gonna be big at that weight class. So he's wrestling kind of that same weight class and the 150-pound bracket. Those are roughly the same weight.
Yes. Man, I know it's probably a smash fest, but Mackay versus Dake, I'm fascinated to see.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see Karchel out because I know he didn't have the great senior open last year.
Yeah.
I can't recall who he lost to right now, but the guys that
he
Ohio
lost
State
to
are
Berger.
so
Bergerton owed him.
Yeah, but God, man, they're so high on him at Ohio State. I don't know what the deal is.
He's excellent. He's really good. He's really, really good. This is gonna be. I mean, he is. Oh, he's gonna be the 5th or 6th ranked guy at 74. I would say. It's either.
Karchel.
Yeah, I would. He's probably ranked behind Hidley and Gant, right? So he's probably 6 because he's definitely behind Massa, Dake, Mackay, and Wick.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's gonna be tough. He's gonna have his hands full, but he's a tough son of a gun. Is anyone gonna give Jaden Michael Tabori Cox a match? I submit that
Probably
no,
not.
that's a negative.
Man, Missouri should have brought a team to this.
Yeah, I don't
What do
know.
you think?
Certainly,
That'd been nice.
that would have been good, but he doesn't live or train there anymore, so it would go against everything you stand for, Ben.
Jaden? No. I didn't say Jaden should be on Missouri's team.
Oh.
I said Missouri should bring a team to this.
Okay.
That's all I said. Yeah. We have Don Bradley.
He doesn't.
Buck Mahler.
Oh yeah, I guess he trains there.
Dom's at Mizzou still.
Yeah, I forget where.
Correct?
I forgot that he's not at. He's been in a couple different places.
Yeah.
Forgot he's back at Missouri. Okay. I mean, for me, so Micic is a maybe because of.
Why is it maybe? And what's this mystery lightweight star thing up here?
I'll tell you after the show. But there may be a
well, you can't put it in the doc and then come on withhold from us.
Well, yeah, I forgot that this was.
It'll just piss you off anyways.
Yeah,
so.
you're just gonna hate it. You're just gonna yell and scream.
Who's paying for someone to show up?
I don't know. Well, Micic. Hopefully, it's Micic because that would be awesome. Because Micic versus Vito would be amazing. I'd really like to see that.
Ragason's adequate too. He just won. He took second at the
Senior National. Yeah,
he's adequate.
He is adequate.
And he just won in Omaha too.
Yeah, he's having quite a fall for himself.
Put him in there.
I'm curious if we'll see who. If you're Cliff Keen, do you go with Pantelio or Habit? Match on the line.
Pantelio.
I agree. I really like Dave Habit. He's a cool guy. I feel Pantelio versus Yanni. Is that an interesting match?
That's interesting because you guys scoffed at me when I said Pantelio versus Zane is a competitive match, and it was a competitive match, despite your guys turning your nose up.
I know. We did do that. I think it was the fact that he got pinned like 3 to 4 times by him.
It's folk style. It was folk style, different style. Yeah,
clearly.
You don't want to put Zane on top in folk style. He will do nasty things to you.
Yes.
No, Pantaleo's man, he's good at freestyle. He's significantly better. His results are much better in freestyle than they were folk style. He could give Yanni a problem because Pantaleo's he's hard to get to. And Yanni doesn't have great go-to offense. If there's a knock on him, that's it for sure.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing can be said with Zane. Zane has great pressure, but not great go-to offense, and that's where Pantaleo gives you problems.
Why? Just because he's so tough to get to?
So great positioning, tough to get to, really athletic, really powerful, and then obviously he's not really a 65. He's not going to make that weight class. So when they give him these allowances, he can get down to the allowance, but he can't get down to the real weight class.
It's basically 150 pounds. 149.914 is 68 kilograms. So we know he can make that, and it's a 3-hour weigh-in. So I believe. Could be wrong there, but.
Yeah, it would be fun to see next year. Man, I just feel like maybe you guys do this. I don't know, in the spring or earlier in the fall, and put 8 weight classes in there. And especially if you use the college guys, you could. I mean, even these teams, they almost all have a bunch of solid backups where they could fill another weight class or so.
So, yeah, we're excited. Remember, December 4th and 5th in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Where is it at in Cincinnati?
I forget the name of it. I mean, no one's allowed to come, but
Skyline Chili Arena.
No, it's not. I forget what it's called. Some convention.
I'm so curious. But how did you guys pick Cincinnati? I'm so curious.
That would be one of the Jesses who run, owned, and operated. I think they wanted something that was driving for most teams, since it was a team competition. So
Michigan's driving. I guess NC State kind of everyone can, I guess.
Yeah, Duke Energy Center.
Okay.
Not at Duke. Sorry, Duke fans. That would have been very convenient for NC State, but not so. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I mean, we obviously need a larger venue for this, since there's going to be 6 teams. And they're going to need warm-up areas and just a lot more room. So I think that all factored in. Sadly, we will be leaving the wonderful confines here at Austin, Texas.
Well, I mean, if you guys did only one duel at a time, it is only 9 duels and there's only 6 matches. I mean, if you guys don't do commercials, you can knock that out in an hour and a half. So if you had, say, a 7.5 hour session the one day and then 2 duels the next day, that would be adequate to do that.
For
if it was in Austin.
Yes. Okay. Do you want to go to questions now?
Do we talk about the dead period? Just want to make mention of that again.
Yeah, mention that.
What happened?
It has been extended to April 15th.
Wow.
What? This is over. It's a 13-month dead period. How are these guys? What are they gonna do?
I don't know, man. Zooms.
They're just gonna have to
go out on their own.
Zoom it.
Yeah, I have no idea. Not gonna be good. Yeah, it's terrible. If I were an athlete, it'd be a huge bummer. Are your kids gonna be freaking out, Ben?
Well, I'm trying. This made me think about texting a few of them to see where they're at. Because my advice to a bunch of them was wait till the dead period's over.
Yeah,
right? And
I've heard someone, I forget who told me. One coach said it's going to be like through August. This is not going to be the last extension of it.
Really?
Yes. 100%.
I got a vaccine and shit now.
Well, yeah. This is a very profane episode of FloWrestling Radio Live.
What'd I say? I only said SHIT. That's it.
You threw a GD bomb in there the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, you GD'd it at the beginning.
Oh, I did. I hope my wife wasn't watching. She doesn't like that one.
Yeah, well, I don't either.
But listen, in all fairness on that one, Christian, I was quoting someone.
You were quoting yourself.
Well, I quoted myself. That being said, I was still quoting someone. I did not say those words. That was a direct quote from a previous self that happened. I didn't want to misrepresent the story. Right. I wanted to say what happened in the story.
Yeah. Well,
So I've only swore one time. That's not so bad for me.
That's two. It's two swears.
Well, no, the first one I was quoting someone.
Quotes count, Ben.
No, it does not count. Don't count that.
If it's a show, if it's a news show, if it's American Idol, and they say that, even if you're quoting someone, they're still going to bleep it out. It's still profanity.
What's your profanity?
Oh man! All right.
My...
All right. Okay. So, all right. First question: did Ben witness any canings? Did you see anyone get caned in Singapore?
You know, I did not, but I was having dinner with someone, and
they got caned.
I guess I thought, in my head, I thought it was like every 6 months, maybe you got like 4 dudes that need cane, you line them up, cane them. They said it happens every day in jail.
That someone gets caned?
Every day. Yes.
Wow.
It's pretty brutal. You should watch it on the internet. YouTube has a couple of them, I think.
You can just watch people get caned?
I don't want to watch that.
Why would I want to watch it?
It's not good. It's way worse. Whatever you think it's going to be, it's worse.
Daggone it. Well, no, I don't want to see that.
Okay.
Jiminy Christmas.
They had me locked up, Christian. It was not fun.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I could only leave my room for official appointments. They wouldn't even let me go to the pool.
What? Why?
Yeah, it sucked. Because I was overlooking this really nice looking pool. I couldn't even go down there.
You couldn't go to the pool that your
not.
room overlooked. That is
no. And I even tested negative.
What?
Say positive, test negative.
Yeah. That's terrible. All right. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm trying to do this thing, but I'll do it later. All right.
What are you doing? Trying to watch some caning?
No, I'm not trying to watch any canings. Oh, next question. From Challenge Brick. In freestyle, if a crotch lift is initiated by wrestler A, would wrestler A be giving up 2 exposure points? The way they scored the exchange between Etchman and Henderson was confusing. Can you explain this, as it comes up a lot in freestyle, it seems? You're right. It happens a lot. It was like literally the whole arbitration thing with Yanni and Zayn was like this chicken or egg crotch lift. Who's going to their back? You went to your back to do the crotch lift, but you were doing the crotch lift because he was finishing a leg attack. It's something where
it's nuanced, and what happens a lot, Christian, is that, and then I believe this is what happened in the Yanni Zayn match, is that they kind of back hook with that back leg, right? So this back, I can't do it because this leg would be hooked, and they lift and they elevate the crotch lifter to their back, which is the counter to the crotch lift, and obviously sometimes they still expose, and that would be where the argument lies.
Yeah.
Can we bring the specific one up from Henderson and Etchemendia?
I thought Tyler had that clip from Tuesday or Wednesday, but I'm not sure if he still has it handy. But he's working on it.
Give him a few.
But to me, I don't know, Ben, because I think they need to just get uniform with that call in some way. I think there's got to be.
I don't think there's any way to get uniform, Christian.
Why?
Because it's so ambiguous as to when it happens. If we're saying like it's a scale of 0 to 100, sometimes it's 100-0, sometimes it's 0 to 100. But a lot of times it's, sometimes it's even 50-50, right? Where I think, if I watch it, I think unequivocally it's 2-2 because both people did their job to expose the other. And sometimes, yes, it is very obvious, but most times it's really not all that obvious. The Yanni Zayn one was very arguable, in my opinion.
Yeah, incredibly arguable. And literally went to court, basically, not necessarily because of that call, but because of how far back they went to make that call. And then, of course, their last Final X match had a kind of a crazy counter.
Another one.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what how you're really supposed to call something like that. So, yeah, I
just don't think there can be a clear cut and dry. I think it's impossible in that situation.
Yeah, I just think for a sports health, you've just got to know how scenarios are going to be called. And from a wrestler's perspective and a tactical perspective, I need to know if a guy shoots on me, he shoots a high crotch. He's in a crackdown. I lock around the crotch. I go across my back. I expose myself and him. That needs to be a thing.
So that would be a clear 2 for the crotch lifter, Christian. But the problem is, like I said, if I'm in, say I'm on the high crotch, Okay, and they're locking through my crotch. I'm going to use my bottom leg to then try to reach back through and hook their leg. If I can then post and elevate back this way, I could get an easy 2 by exposing them to their back. I could get a very, very easy 2, right?
Yes.
Now, sometimes as I'm doing that, as the shooter who's getting the 2 there, you could still take me over. Like I said, so in which case we would both be exposed. And there could be either direction. So again, we could go all one person, all the other person, or a lot of things that are in between. And there's just no way to say when this happens, because there's no if this happens, because you could say, well, but they hooked the leg, but they drove them this way. It's just not clear and cut dry. It never will be. I mean, if you want to say you want to hear the real clear and cut dry, way you could do this, you could go old Aegon rules, and you can't get exposure till there's a clear takedown. There's your clear cut and dry.
Well, that to me is materially changing everything about freestyle wrestling, though.
Yeah. So you can't change the ambiguity of some positions. It's just totally impossible.
Yeah. It's a challenge. I just think as an athlete, you should know. In any other sport, you know what is going to earn what, right? I think in wrestling, there's a couple gray areas where you don't know what you're going to do is going to earn 2 points or get 2 points against you. And I think that's a weakness. That's a weakness of the sport.
Well, I agree. That's why I like the Aegon rules, Christians, because it takes the ambiguity out of those scramble positions. And once it's a takedown, then you can score exposure. I really thought it was kind of a best of both worlds scenario where you get the freestyle top bottom, so it's not extended like folk style, like a lot of people complain about. And you're also not having the ambiguity in the neutral position with some of the exposure points.
But I think that's part of what makes freestyle so awesome is the counter exposures and the big fours you can get. No, not the ambiguity.
You can't have one without the other. But you can't have one without the other.
Why could you not say if you're in on
because it's wrestling, it's not so linear. It's not zeros and ones. There's everything between 1 and 100. You see what I'm saying? And a 51 and a 49 look like the exact same thing, but they're not. And most referees are not going to be able to distinguish between those two things.
All right, we've got the clip here.
Okay.
Let's show it. So this is the shot from Echemendia.
Okay, so this is the back leg. Oh, no, it's unhooked. But did you see how he was going to hook that bottom leg?
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is not the same position. All right, let's keep wrestling.
So he's back to a high crotch. If you're bad radio, if you're just listening.
Not really on a back yet. You need to watch this on video.
So Echemendia doesn't really even expose there.
There's no points there. I said no points until the takedown. They give a takedown.
You don't think Henderson exposed?
He definitely did not.
Well,
I mean, he tried.
Yeah, absolutely he does.
Okay, sorry. He was not stopped during his exposure. Echemendia deserves 0 points there. He did not cause that exposure.
All right, run it again.
Echemendia does. When Henderson's on his back, Echemendia grabs his leg and elevates it for a second.
But he's already off his back. There's no way. No, he neither put him there nor held him there. Either one.
Right.
Okay, so we need to go a little further, so we don't waste too much time.
No,
that was obvious. No exposure by anybody.
Really?
So okay, yeah. See, where they were before is where it usually happens, right?
Yeah.
There. Okay, so yeah, we have to wait a few more seconds here. Yeah, but okay, I won't start talking because it'll take too long before we get to this. Okay, so right here, freeze right here. Okay, so right in this position, Echemendia is going to do nothing to put him on his back. It'll all be Henderson's action. So in that case, if it's all Henderson's action, then Echemendia, he has to hold him on his back to get the points. He definitely does not hold him on his back in any way, shape, or form. Evan Henderson then comes off of his back without ever exposing Echemendia. So it's 0 points, both guys on exposure, and then I think he eventually gets a takedown, was my perspective. So right there, he's taking him. See, there, he's already off his back right here. To where Echemendia is trying to hold him up, he's already off of his back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely no exposure there.
Okay.
At all. So, so what I was saying earlier, Christian, is right. If we go on a scale, we'll just say 0 to 10, right? If 0 is obvious one way and 10 is obvious the other way, 5 is the grayest area possible. There's going to be some 6s and 4s, And those are going to look like a lot of the same things, right? There's going to be some of this going to be 5.1, some going to be 4.9, and that'll look like the same thing to most people, although there may be a slight difference. And that's why with the freestyle rules, you literally have to have ambiguity, and only the very, very most seasoned people are going to understand the 59s or the 41s from the 49s from the 51s.
Right. Okay. With dead periods extended, can RTC coaches give unofficial visits? I don't think that works.
Well, RTC coach is not he doesn't have to abide by NCAA rules.
Yeah, but I still would imagine that there's some sort of rule about being a representative of program or university or something. I don't know. I feel like that's not a loophole that you can get. I have some friends that know nothing about wrestling. I want them to watch RTC Cup with me. What are some resources, videos, I could direct them to so they could quick and easy learn enough to understand what is going on?
Why do you want someone who doesn't know wrestling to watch it? He should make some new friends.
Man.
If I'm going to watch high-level wrestling, the last people I would do with it are people who don't know what the hell they're watching, because then I got to explain it to them. I just want to sit there and I want to watch my wrestling in peace and quiet and enjoy it, or I want to watch it with other people who are also very educated on the sport, who can talk nuance with me. Because if I got to explain the basics while I'm trying to watch Yanni and James Green, I'm going to get pissed off.
Well, what I think you're disregarding here, Ben, is that you and certainly we live a very different life where we're surrounded by people. But I lived this life in Virginia where no one has any idea who anyone is in wrestling. In an entire city, an entire
You
valley.
made some different friends.
No, it's not like I was selecting friends over friends that knew. No one knows wrestling. So what am I going to do? So you're like, well, I hope my
I guess you just got to be by yourself, or maybe get your wife to like it, or your son, something like that.
I had no children, Ben. It was just me. Yeah. So, Ben, what is wrong with you? This is a very normal thing.
Issues.
I also think this person was just trying to get us to play the Don Bradley clip.
Oh, you think?
No,
Yeah.
that's not going to help them with scoring the matches.
Well, this might help him score. I mean, let's see. Maybe it'll be like,
let's try to
all right,
figure
so
it
this
out.
is one.
Oh.
If you see this is 1 point.
Well, only in some circumstances, because then
Yeah.
sometimes sometimes when Hayden does that, it's a point for the other guy.
You never
that
know.
was a point on that one. But
Yeah, they gave him a point on that one.
Yeah.
But sometimes they just say you were too mean, and they give the other guy a point.
Yeah, you never know how they're going to call it. It's really, you never can tell.
Especially with freestyle, makes it extra hard.
The bottom line is, Omega Mattis, I don't know if you're not going to be able to get these people up to speed on it. I think I would just show them some cool wrestling, either dual moments or exciting videos with great crowd atmosphere that just show like, wow, people really love this. People are really into this. And if you see something like that, it kind of can be like gravitational. So I would do something like that if I were you. But Ben would just say, have no friends and live a life of solitude. Yeah.
Or I'd have some wrestling friends come over. One of the two.
Yeah. He doesn't have wrestling friends. That's the problem. Ben, you're not being very relatable right now. You're being unrelatable.
I said, if you don't have any wrestling friends, you sit at home by yourself. It's cool.
Oh man. Could JB gas tank Gary? Who are you taking in that match? Absolutely. I think Jordan Burroughs would beat gas tank Gary.
Oh yeah, he'll beat him. He's not gonna gas him out.
He's not gassing him.
He's not gassing him? I think he's taking him to the gas station.
I'm taking your gas tank Gary fan card away.
No, you can't.
Take it
Especially if that match is in the Cavelli Center.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Is it in the gas station itself?
I'm picking Jordan Burroughs to win the wrestling match, but I'm not picking Jordan Burroughs to gas him out.
Same.
Yeah.
Because if Jordan Burroughs wants to win the match, he's not going to be able to hand fight him real hard. That would be gas tank Gary advantage. He's got the bob, weave, move, give him a couple posts to the shoulder, boom, hit a quick single. There you go, like that. Gary's
going to keep coming.
You know who's from Cincinnati, don't you?
Gas tank Gary.
That's right.
Man, why is he not in the Ohio RTC team? He can't beat out Desi?
Bull crap.
They're trying. I think it's all a big smokescreen with Ohio. They're just trying to hide him. Oh yeah, we're gonna bring in this transfer. We're gonna bring Desi. Gary's in the gas station training. He's getting ready. He's gonna have his. He will have his day. Can we get serious about putting current coaches on flow cards? Am I the only one who wants to see Terry Brands clap his hands going back to the middle again? Ben will pay for it, so it's a no-brainer.
I would absolutely pay for that, but he ain't gonna show up.
Yeah. I just don't see that happening. Hey, how about I don't see many other great questions.
Listen, hey Christian, I got a good idea for your guy Omega. Listen, and I have a couple of these. If I don't have access to good wrestling people who want to come watch matches with me, I do got a pretty good text groups. So you can like act like you have friends there, but they're not really there. You just text with them. Oh my gosh, yeah, and you have like 5 or 6 people in said text group. Boom, and then there you go.
Yep, Twitter's also a fun place to
Twitter,
have good fellowship. Used to be.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, hey, congrats. Our guy Hunter Gamble. We're big Hunter Gamble guys here. On staff at UTC. I feel like he was previously.
Yes, he was.
Then he went back to Georgia, which is not far from Chattanooga. Now he's back.
Not far.
Not far at all.
Nice.
So now he's back at UTC. Congrats to Chattanooga Strong. Congrats to Hunter Gamble.
Heck yeah.
He's a good dude. So, all right. You got anything else, Ben?
Is there any wrestling this weekend?
Kickoff Classic.
But
What's that?
oh, Tulsa.
I don't do the child.
Tulsa.
I don't do the child abuse stuff.
Oh my gosh! All right, let's go. Yeah, because you don't have kids enter tournaments. Give me a break.
I tell them don't go to Tulsa. Too much child abuse there.
All right, we're gonna go. Thanks so much for listening.
Get Ben up there. Cut him off. Cut him off. Mute his
Have
mic.
a good weekend. We'll be back next Tuesday. Have a good weekend.
Hopefully Ben's in a better mood.
Yeah.
I'm in a great mood, Kyle.
Goodbye.